Timekeepers are ready. Shearers set, go. 3 sheep to shear. How quick's it going to be? This is going to set the pace for the rest of our heats. We've got a big field of juniors here today.
Okay, let us go down here in the pressing. Presses, you happy enough? Judges, presses, go.
Whipping the belly off. These boys have shorn up to 185 full-grown ewes in an 8-hour day. So they've done a few. They've probably finished the pressing. They're into shearing full-time. They're getting their stands, working out throughout the year. They're up-and-comers of our shearing industry. They're going to the shearing schools. They're at the shows all around the country, and they're here to shear. We've got a massive, I don't know how many we've got in the field. We've got a massive, I think we've got over 50 juniors here today.
Yeah, we've got a page full of them here, but we'll work our way through. It's just so good to see the shows getting strong at that end. There was a wee patch there where we're a bit weak in the junior grades and the novice grades, and a lot of committees from Bluff to Kaitaia were discussing how can we encourage these youngsters to these shows. How can we encourage people to want to take on shearing for a living, a lifestyle, a thing that will travel you around the world with a handpiece in your backpack. So it's great to see the strength and being really strong down in those lower grades now. And here they are.
But it's Ritawai and Gareth, blow for blow. Gareth, the Fox brothers here, or their cousins. They've been shearing together at work, and they're shearing together up on stage. They're setting the pace. Oh no, it's Sam Whitehead on stand number 1. He's coming down the last side. 1:52 gone on his first sheep. So I think I was a bit off on my guess. It's going to take them just over 6 minutes for a heat by the look of it. 2 minutes for the first sheep. As they settle their nerves down, they will get a little bit quicker, but it's not all about speed. They want a quality job. They want those sheep to run out clean. There should be a whole pen of clean shorn sheep out the door here for the judges to judge. Sam's in for his sheep number 2. 1 more in the pen. All the way from Pio Pio.
The end of that belly will he goes. But the time points, folks, stays the same all day. Okay, so we're 1 point every 20 seconds, and the job points or the board points is what's happening on the board up here, the second cuts. I think it's divided by the number of sheep. So if you're shearing 3 sheep and you make 1 second cut, it's 1/3 of a point. If you're shearing 10 sheep and you make 1 second cut, it's 1/10. Okay, now the points are set up to make sure that these youngsters learn correctly a real nice, tidy job. So that's where it all belongs, all right, is getting the job right. So if you've just arrived, a very, very warm welcome to you here at the stadium in the Golden Shears and in Masterton. Where are we up to on the day? Well, we've had some junior wool handling, and what was after that? We've had novice wool handling. We've had some novice shearers having a go. We've had a lot of them here, and we're just on the first heat right now of the junior shearing, okay, and we've got a page full to work through, so lots of action. Talking about action, John, what's happening back there?
Well, I was just watching that first box here by Vinny, 1:34, and he had the top box complete with a cap on. Now that's really pumping. He's putting an average of 28.5 kilos in per handful, and he's got it down to a real fine art. He's on the crank up now, and we're in 3 minutes and 45 seconds since I said go, and he is pumping. He's got a little bit ahead of Caleb down there. He's like, crikey, how do I keep up with this man? I'm still loading the boxes, and he's on the crank down. How the heck do I catch him up? But
just quickly, John, if I could read Heat 2, competitors in Heat 2 of the junior, be ready to take the stand. Callum Pritchard, Connor Farrow, Jeremy Goodger, Jeremy Morton, Pania Piwari, Hayden Thornton. That's the next heat. Those competitors ready to go, please.
Yeah, I know now why Vinny's going hard, because he's actually just got his singlet. He's going to be up there shearing shortly, so he wants a bit of a break time between now and when he gets up on stage. But here, the stage is set for him to pump this thing down 4 minutes and 37 seconds gone. He's sweeping the floor, ready to go. How far is Caleb away? Crikey. Come on, Caleb, you've still got a lot of wool there, mate. Get it in and get up. That's the stuff. He has a bit of a look. How much have I got left on the floor? Is that a bit of a guess? Just a half a kilo out with Jonathan Hicks in that last crank down, and he did it in about 11 and a half minutes. So right up at 5 minutes are gone now. Pins around. Here he comes. He's got a bit of a jog on. Ladies and gentlemen and children, you watch this one go down.
Just a quick call, please, for Brodie Horrell. Brodie Horrell, if you're in the stadium, can we see you at the announcer's desk, please? Brodie Horrell.
Rightio.
Sheep 3 for Reese on stand number 2, and sheep 3 for Sam on stand number 1. Reese is catching him up for Welshman. Jamie Brett on from Hunterville down on stand number 6. He's whipping the belly off his third sheep. The Masterton boys are just keeping the quality right in the middle.
That was a beautiful gleam on there on stand 4. Did you see that baby go out? It was pink as pink.
I barely caught it. It was in and out that quick.
Fox. Into the belly wheel he goes again. Another fox. All the locals are out, aren't they? It's great going around shows when you see all the locals turning up to have a go. The other interesting thing that's happening around the place in between getting the wool breast and the wool off down at this end and the wool handlers sorting the wool is these, once upon a time when we travelled around the world, would be mainly, senior to open shearers. But the interesting thing is a lot of these junior shearers are now travelling the world both ways, whether it be to the UK or back this way or us to their way, whatever it might be. So yeah, a lot of junior shearers hitting the big flights, the long haul flights now, and hitting Scotland and Wales and England and Ireland and Norway and all those places over there, France, and shearing sheep all over there. And they're coming over here too as a bit of a payback. So it's working really well. And a pleasure to see them here, all these international shearers.
Those UK sheep are good shearing though. You get down into England and they get in those muley ewes, they've got no belly, so all crutched up like a speed shear sheep. And a junior here can shear like a senior over there, and it's quite good fun for the young fellas.
Yeah, just look, fun's all back here. We've got 7 minutes and 15 seconds gone, and crikey, the steel cap's coming off for Vinny. Look at this, just sweet. Everything around the floor is all tidied up. Caleb hasn't even got his ropes up yet. Come on, Caleb, put a bit of pressure on, mate. He's getting ahead. The bail's branded. All he's got to do is clip it and pull her out. 7:33. He's going to do it. He's got 3 minutes to beat the older brother, so he's in the money at the moment.
Quick call, please, Sophie Green. Sophie Green, if you're in the stadium, Sophie, can we see you at the registration table, please? Sophie Green.
And Sam's taking his time on stand number 1. Just under 8 minutes for Sam. And now it's for judges out the back judging his quality.
Yeah, so we're back onto the long blow here for Fox on stand 3 it'll be. Hey, talking about local shearers supporting their local show, and why wouldn't you? Living nice and handy, and you've got the Golden Shears on your doorstep. But the other thing we need to run a show like this is we need the community support, of course. And so good to see all these schools coming along here today. So a big welcome to all you preschoolers and school children. Thanks very much for your principals to bringing them along here and watching some of these top athletes, because that's what they are, from around the world, right on your doorstep. You can't get any better than that. And also a big thank you to all those, I know a lot of the local industries and companies and businesses in Masterton are big supporters of this event. And so you should be, because you want it to run well and you should be very proud of it. It's a super, super occasion. What's going on down there, John? There's a round of applause.
8:57, unofficial, 8:57 to press that bail. That's a good minute and a half faster than his brothers. Hey, crikey, well done, Vinny. And he is tonguing. Crikey, huffing and puffing. Looked like it was nice and tight, but these judges now, look at them, they're digging their hands into it and looking for a bit of loose stuff. Oh, crikey. The judges, but there's still young fella Caleb over here. He's boring into it. He's working hard. He's got the box down now. winds it up. Oh, crikey. Bit of an uphill slant on that cap. That could make it difficult to put those long pins through.
Time taken. Hit your red button on stand 5. Good work,
Thank you,
Matt.
John. Heat 2, please. Guys, if you can move off the stage, off to the left-hand side.
It's the first junior heat, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause, please, on the shearing board.
Heat 2, we'll have you on the board, fellas. Thanks. Callum Pritchard, Connor Farrow, Jeremy Goodger, Jeremy Morton, Pania Piwari, Hayden Thornton. It's Heat 2 of the Junior Shearing. Heat 3, Jordan Hart, Ross Thompson, Ruka Braddock, Kelly McDonald, Connor Puha, Robert Hervey. Just quickly update our novice shearing semi-finalists in order of qualification. Ruben Alabaster, Cody Greta, Connor Farrows, Sarah Higgins, Tai Wawati, Hazel Wood, Tyler Morrison, Josh Jones, Ari Strickland, Sarah Edmonds, Bailey Rush, Sophie Green. So congratulations to those novice shearing semi-finalists. And we're ready for a start for Heat 2, the junior shearing.
Josh Jones, he made the novice semi-final and he's straight out the back there helping the young farmers tip up. He's a keen member of his community. He's out the back tipping up sheep with all the rest of the young farmers from the district. We've got the Taratai students in the pens giving the sheep forward and the young farmers in the pens holding the sheep for the judges out the back.
Green light.
We've got a green light. We've got our judges ready. We've got our timekeepers ready. Shearers, set, go.
So the shearers are back into it again, but we're still going and they're pressing down here. Caleb, he's having a bit of a battle to get the prong right through. A little bit of wool fested up there in front of the cap. So he's now got to push hard, trying to get it through. Oh. Got the rest of his pins. He's back into it now. Just needs to start thinking about things as he's pushing it through. I know that's using all your energy. Concentrate. Think of the angle. Think of the angle.
Crutch comes off on sheep number 1 for our second heat of a junior shearing. Connor Farrow's into the undermine already. Jeremy Goodger, he's just pressed a bale of wool and he's up there shearing just like work. He's done it. Look at that clean undermine. Big powerful blows. It's the Gizzy boy that's up the neck first though. He's clearing around the back of the head. Jeremy Morton on stand number 4. Off he goes. He's got his pattern tight. He's dropping into that shoulder, moving that sheep 1 step, 1 foot movement with each blow of a handpiece. Look at him go. That sheep's just sitting perfectly for him. His position looks good. Her head's free, but she's just sitting there nicely. He's got her comfortable. She's got to have a little bit of a wriggle, but he's got his footwork right. He'll wrap her back up again. She can't fight like the Gizzy ewes, he reckons. But up in Gizzy, they breed him wild. The red nose pole Dorsets. He loves these little Perrindale Romney cross ewes they get down here. Coming down the last side now in 1:54. He's on track for the junior time.
Yeah, there's plenty of life in these ewes. They're not sedated in any way, shape or form, folks, in the catching pens. It's just how they run up. And it's just the ability you learn to manage them, to keep them calm and relaxed while you get the feathers off them in a way. They are a big thank you to Te Mātai Partnership, who have supplied the sheep here for the novice shearing as well as this junior shearing as well. So thank you very much to Mātai Partnership. A big thank you on behalf of the committee for once again supplying these top quality ewes, well drafted, well organised, as you would expect here on a premier event. And I know these shearers will be really enjoying them getting up there when things settle down. Not easy under the glare of the lights and the eyes of the judges. But meanwhile, back on the board, what's going on? We don't want to overhype it just too early on a Thursday morning. So just a bit of idle chatter here and there. We'll hit the big commentaries later on. We start hitting the semis and the finals. But in the moment, you've got Morton. Stand 4 he's on. That's those couple big shots up the undermine there, folks. And off with the top hat now. Right back over the ears. The trainers in the audience will be happy with that. You've got to get right over the back of those ears. Up the neck, he drifts now. Flicks it clear, go and see where he's going. Stand 6 comes out and pulls a big, strong, thumping one out. Pulls the leg up as one should do. Crunches his body back further and into the belly while he dives. 1. Rolling out on the belly. 2. Look at the concentration down there by Hayden on stand 6. 3 big blows, and you got to take that brisket off, otherwise the judge will bomb you. You got to get a full belly, and he does so. He's going to put 5 big shots in there. There we go. He's had enough of attention. I can sense it from here. Look, Mr. Gerald Spain, commentator, make them look somewhere else. Well, let's do that. Let's come down on the front stand. Callum, he's on his second one. Down towards the undermine, he fires. Farrell with the arm bandage on. That's another bit of an issue in the old shearing industry, the old RSI, overuse syndrome, because you're doing the same thing all day long. You can get a bit hard on the old forearms and under the wrist and the likes. And that's how she rolls, especially in the lower grades, until your body starts adapting and has the ability to do this sort of work day in and day out. Round the back of the ears, Farrow goes. Oh, mighty stuff. Starts lining it up for the long blow. That's world renowned, isn't it? The Golden Shears is world renowned, but so's the famous long blow. Famous as Richard Hadley. Here we go. Oh, he's still working away, John. It was a tough pair of shoes to compete against, though, was it not?
Oh, crikey. He's worked hard. His whole sleeve, he's just glistening with
There
sweat.
we go. Give him a...
He's sure up there before, and he's got more sweat on him now than when he was shearing, I can tell you that. What a grand effort, Callum. Well done.
Yeah, she's a tough job there, pressing. It's actually possibly the toughest job in the shed. A lot of people, there's a lot of ego in that up on the board for shearers, shearers this and shearers that. But I tell you what, the shearer has one thing on his side, that he can go as fast or as slow as he wants to. Okay, he can call the shots that way generally. But when it comes to wool handling and when it comes to pressing, the shearers name the stakes, okay? They don't have the pleasure of turning up thinking, I'm going to have an easy day, I've had a hard, whatever, night out, socialising, whatever it might be. They don't have that pleasure because the shearers state the pace for the day. So, yeah, she's a tough job, okay? You turn up and you've got 3 or 4 or 5 real ripper shearers in the van, and you know you're in for a big day. The wool handlers know, the presser knows, the hunt away dog in the back of the van knows it's going to be a big day. Lots of things happen in a shearing shed today, don't they?
There's a lot going on. 6 stands like this, we'd be getting a bale every 15 minutes for the presser to deal with. They're doing in the competition, I've just got to press a bale, they're doing one in about 10 or 11 minutes. That doesn't leave much time to fill the pens up, fill the water bottles up, run around, and it's just one bale after the other. It doesn't stop. If you turn your back, if you go and have a drink for too long, you'll have 2 bales built up in front of you. And before you can press them, there'll be another bale worth of wool sitting there waiting for you. It's an endless job.
You're dead right there, and we're still looking for one presser, Dylan Dower. Dylan Dower for the men's singles. If anybody knows where he is, make sure he gets here in a hurry, or if you know that he's not coming, please come and tell us, because we have Jimmy Samuels waiting to deal to him. And also I'd like the women's to report in, Quishla Abraham, Carmen Smith, Fiona Healy and Emily Tikapa and Coco Namana Tanui.
Is there anything Jimmy Samuels can't do? I see he won the Tainui Speed Share last night, and he won the pre-shares wool handling yesterday as well, and now he's having a go in the pressing. This man, he's not a man, he's a machine. He's a machine, I tell you. Watch out. Dropping sheep number 3 for Jeremy from Gisborne. He's going to hit that red button.
Hit that button.
Hit the button, Jeremy. Jeremy Goodger is coming up the long blow of his last third and final sheep. Pania Piwari, she's on her third and final sheep too. She's right there with the boys.
She's done well.
She's got the job right. She's got that head forward. She's got the sheep under control, hitting the sock. And she's going to be going for the red button too.
Oh, she's got one to go.
Oh no, she's got one more sheep in the pen, sorry.
That's all good.
She's not that far behind. Connor Farrow, he's dropping into the short blows before the long blow on his third and final sheep. Pania tucks that leg behind hers and into the belly on her third and final sheep. She knows that there's a few time penalty points, but most of it's quality. It's for single blows, the single cuts, no double cuts, no ridges left on. Get that sheep done clean.
Yeah, she's going to enjoy her time up there. Getting a good, what do you call that? In cricket, they call it time on the pitch, don't they? Well, she's getting time on the board there. She can soak up all this atmosphere. And, yeah, whether it be the low grades or the high grades, quality can soon wind in time points. And when it comes to the accumulation of all the points, ladies and gentlemen, you have the pleasure of sitting in the audience here and seeing them come up. And when you see the digital come up there, like on Goodger's there, stand 3, that's his final time points, okay? It's an accumulation of time points, on the board points, and out the back. So if you've got a pen and bit of paper, you can follow that along if you like to see how everyone's going.
I think there's actually space in our programs. As we get through the heat, the finals and the semis, you'll see there's space for you to fill in the blanks yourself. Connor Farrow disconnects his machine, hit the button, he's done. He's got a total points of 41.7. It's about just on average for our junior shearers. Took him just under 10 minutes to complete his 3 sheep.
Pania's up the neck now. Look at her getting that body right in there. Following the handpiece round with her head. Getting it nice. Who are the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, of this event? Well, it's PGG, Wrightson's. Okay, they're not hard to support. Make sure you support these sponsors. Have a look around the room, see who they are. Okay, these are the people that are supporting this show. So this show can run on your back doorstep here in Masterton. So take note who they are and support them. But right at the moment, it's all about PGG Wrightson's. Now they've got a wee stall out the back there if you want to have a yarn to them about some shearing gear and the likes. But as farmers and those sorts of things, it's not hard to support PGG Wrightson's. They cover all aspects of the rural industry in New Zealand, basically, from merchandise to selling a stock to shearing gear to all those sorts of things. As Pania comes onto that delicate last shoulder now, round she goes. She's waiting for that music. She says, look, you Mr. Invercargill, you be quiet. I want to get some rhythm going here with these sounds. Here, Pania, I'll give you some sounds. You can get the beat going like a man I know, Leon Samuels. He likes a few sounds going. He lives on rhythm.
Just a call, please. Heat 3, junior shearers. Heat 3. Ready to take the stand, please. Jordan Hart, Ross Thompson, Ruka Braddock, Kelly McDonald, Connor Puha, Robert Hervey. Heat 4, Brodie Harrell, Tom Brewer, Bradley Newell, Joseph Watts, Sam Davison, Luke Linton.
Excuse me, Gerald, we'll just set this pressing a light while you're waiting for that last shear to come down the last side. Okay, we're ready to go. We've just got the one competitor, Jimmy Samuels. He's got a competitor running against him, but to keep him up there. Okay, you happy, Jimmy? Judges right. Pressers, go. Righto.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause, please. Sorry, John. You're good to go, mate.
Yeah, good to go. She's all go here. She's Jimmy. He said he hadn't pressed a bale for a couple of years. Last time was here at the 2013 Golden Shears, so he's got a little bit of thinking to do. throughout the next 10 minutes or so. I told him the fastest time is 8 minutes and 57 seconds. I'm all sure we'll get a bit of action to crank him along.
Look at that armful of wool he got. He's almost filled the top box in one go. That Jimmy Samuels, he's building himself a legend as he goes. Look at that. He's doing it easy. He's just deep breaths, filling the box. Here we go, Jimmy. Can we have heat 3 of junior shearers up on the stage? We're just waiting on a green light, but get up there, get your handpiece set up. Judges are waiting for you.
Okay, we'll have the competitors, please. Heat 3 on the board. Jordan Hart on 1. Ross Thompson, Ruka Braddock, Kelly McDonald, Connor Puha and Robert Hervey on stand 6.
So, Jimmy, what do you reckon, eh? Almost time to get a few quick breaths and he's to get up and he'll stamp the top of this box and then get the wool pack in the other side. It's all about working through the system. What you feel comfortable, you got to make sure you get that box all packed square, because if that lid comes down crooked, boy, it's hard to get those damn pins in. These 80 odd kilos here, sticks it in.
Righto, John, I'll interrupt you and we'll start our shearers on the board, and we've got a green light. We're just waiting for our shearers to get on the board and we'll get heat 3 of our junior shearing underway. They're going to shear 3 second shear sheep like the other heats. He's just oiling, Robert Harvey on stand number 6, just oiling up his down tube. Righto, we've got timekeepers ready. We've got judges ready. Shearers set, go. 3 sheep to shear. First out on the board's Robert Harvey. He's got his sheep, the leg tucked back, and he's whipping that belly off. He's going to beat that 8 minutes that the other heats have been doing. Connor Puha, he's been a strong force in the junior shows this year. We'll see him again in the final. He's hunting for it. He's cool, calm and collected as he takes the belly off, hits the crutch, hits the back, the first sock, and into the undermine he goes. 30 seconds gone. He's cruising along. He's going to set the pace. He's the man to watch. He's been in the... I don't think he's missed the final this season yet, but here he is. He's here today for the Golden Shears final. Jordan Hart, all the way from Blenheim. He's hitting the top knot off. He's right here. He says, watch out, Connor. I'm here to keep you honest, and I've got the power to do it. Jimmy Samuels is just filling his bottom box now, filling the fadge up, pressing. Look at the size of that armful. It's bigger than him. Man on stand number 6, Robert Harvey. He's into long blow. He's cruising along. He's built his rhythm. He's done 185 U's in a day. He's just cruising along easy, getting the quality right. He's keeping Connor honest on stand 5. That's all the man on stand number 6. It's hard not to get excited as these guys are starting to race a bit. First sheep almost done for Robert. He's going to be in the pen as he comes down the last side to get his second sheep out.
Come on, Jimmy, I think you're getting behind, mate. Your mate's got ahead of you over in the far side. Quicker the pace up. How the hell can I, he says. I'm just gasping now. Big armfuls going in. Maybe the last one he'll put his hand on top of that and sneak up on top of it and compress it into those corners. Looks like he's done with the lifting.
There's a lot of wool on these ewes to get off, and Robert on 6, he's the quickest in to get sheep number 2. The Englishman on stand 2, he's in there with him. He's got the second sheep on the board and he's into the belly already. And the rest of the field's not far behind. Kelly McDonald, she's there too. She's just coming down the last side on her first sheep. She's shearing it clean. There's a lot of wool to come off the fribs and under the front legs. There's wool everywhere. If they stuck their tongues out, you'd have to shear that too. He's a good woolly use.
Just a call, please, to Mr. Noel Gardner. Noel Gardner, if you're in the stadium, can you come to the reception, please?
Back down here at the shearing, ladies and gentlemen, just looking up at the scores. If you're unsure of how these scores work, we've got judges on the board. Those are the guys in the blue shirts. They've got a little counter in their hands. And what happens is every time that shearer makes a second cut, they will press that button. So that's the board points. And then once the sheep is shorn, it goes out the back and it gets judged again at the back by another set of judges. The judges out the back, they're all the not so pretty judges, so they all sent out the back because they're a little bit odd looking. Half of them have got 3 eyes, just that sort of thing. So they go at the back and they judge out in the back pens. Would like to thank our young farmers, boys, for tipping the sheep over out the back. And girls, yes.
There's a lot of girls out there today. We've got the Masterton and Wairarapa Club. We've got a strong contingent of female members.
Yep, so thank you very much to all the young farmers out there. They've been doing it for quite a long time, as far as I can remember, here down the Golden Shears. We've had a few problems lately with at other shows when after you've shorn, you're supposed to go out the back and tip up the sheep. And we've had a few problems with that. We don't have that problem here because the young farmers are here. So thank you very much to those guys.
Just a quick call, please. Connor Farrow. Connor Farrow, if you're in the stadium, can you come and see us at the announcer's desk, please? Connor Farrow.
Come on, Jimmy. 7.5 minutes gone, mate. You got to keep pumping.
Also, Darren Bryant, could you come to the announcer's desk, please?
A little bit of a tidy up going down here on the number 1 press. Time for a quick breather before you start pumping the iron, where the lungs are going to burn, because it's going to be hard work compressing that 280 kilos per box, 80 kilos per box into the of the press. Jimmy's about ready to go.
Sheep number 3 on the board for Kelly McDonald on stand number 4. But Robert Harvey, he's up the neck on sheep points. He's right there. It's pretty hard to compare them while they're still shearing, because you can be a couple blows ahead and a couple points up. But when they catch up, the points will change. It's a pretty good even heat. Jordan Hart, he's coming out the sock on his third sheep.
Come on, Jimmy. They're calling in the crowd. Come on, Jimmy. Don't get underneath the stick.
3 clicks all the way for Jimmy Samuels. He's got endless power.
Oh, we could feel that box tighten up. You can see a bit of a lump of wool on the side there, closest to the audience. Now that was starting to jam up against the wooden box. So he says, I'll get rid of it. I'll take that box off, and then I'll be able to crank it down to where I can see. I can get those pins in that are going to be required to hold the wool down. Put the cap on the bale. That's what he's doing at the table now. He's got to write down the farmlands A/2SE and the bale number of 15, I believe. So good to see farmland sponsoring this event here. And Jimmy, a little bit of work to do. He's got a competitor on the other side, keeping him honest.
Ruka Braddock, he's dropping into the first shoulder now on his third sheep, as the Englishman's coming out the last leg into the money run, the money shot. He's going to drop and hit that red button. Robert Harvey's already finished. Time taken on stand number 2. Kelly's right there with him. She's coming out, clearing that, hitting that sock all the way out. Cut 2 more blows as she gets that sheep polished. That's a clean shorn ewe. Down the porthole to be judged. Jordan Hart, the big fella from Blenheim, he's coming down the last leg too. This is a pretty even heat. You can see the scores are coming up pretty even there. Just sub 30s in the main. And they'll get points added on as these last 2 sheep are judged at the back. Time taken for Jordan Hart, 8 minutes 16. This is a quick heat.
Okay, thanks competitors. You move off the stage. Heat 4 we'll have on the stage now, please. Brodie Harrell, Tom Brewer, Bradley Newell, Joseph Watts, Sam Davison, Luke Linton. Heat 5, Duncan Higgins, Vinnie Goodger, Tui Wilton, Sean Gork, Cologne McKinstry, Hayden Sargent.
Jimmy's got 5 pins in. Jimmy, there's 11 minutes and 52 seconds gone. Come on. Where's all the people from the Rangatiki giving you a rack up? I bet there's $1 or $2 bet on this bail in box number 2 though. Hey, they've got all the other helpers out here. They've had a $10 each way on whether their cobber can get to the closest to the weight.
He's going to have to be pretty sharp to beat Jimmy Samuels.
Oh, Jimmy's onto it, mate. He's certainly right up with there. 2 years in the absence of pressing wool hasn't made any difference to him. Just call the ambulance as soon as he lets her out the door, I'd say. He's gasping a bit by now.
He's real fast at turning in a little circle around a sheep. Okay, we've got a green light for Heat 4 of our junior shearers. We've got our judges ready, timekeepers ready, shearers set, go. 3 sheep to shear. We've got an Aussie on the board. We've got a boy from Owakuni on the board. We've got a good contingent, couple Masterton locals down in. Sam Davison on stand number 5. Who's going to set the pace? But it's Luke Linton, first one off with a belly. He's out the socks and into the undermine. He's setting the pace. He's shorn these ewes before. He's sure this ewe is a lamb. And he's here to make his money. He'll see you in the final. Joseph's got a bit of a kicker, but he just sits his handpiece down. He's finishing off that belly and he'll be into the undermine too. Brodie Horrell, the man from Gore. He's just hitting the top knot now. But it's all Luke Linton on stand 6. He's up the neck already. 51 seconds gone. Bradley Newell, all the way from Hunterville. He's undermine time. Tom Brewer's enjoying the lack of wrinkles on these sheep. He's saying, ooh, this is good. I wish I was good at home. He's a nice little Romney Perrindales. The Australian boys just enjoying that wool just gliding off. Jimmy Samuels cleaning up his bail, tucking the ears in. His weight looks pretty good from here. And time taken for Jimmy Samuels.
Well, a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for all those single competitors that have been here this morning. Fastest time, 8 minutes 57 by Vinnie Goodyer. Oh, 157 from our man on box number 2. Who wins the money? Very tidy bail, I must submit.
Luke Linton's just dropping down the last leg as we're waiting for the weight on Jimmy's bail. He's going to go in for sheep number 2. It was a clean shorn sheep in 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Here we go, John. What did Jimmy get?
Oh, take it off and measure it again. Come on, take it off and measure it again. You got to watch these fellas.
There's one of them leaning on it.
Oh, 151.5 for Jimmy. 151. He reckons it was better leaning on the pole. He got another kilo and a half. 151.5. So that's the end of the singles pressing. We'll be back with the women's very, very shortly. If all those women's made sure they've registered here at the table, all those ladies that are going to be in the women's pressing, register at the table, please.
We've got Joseph Watts on stand number 4. He's coming down the last leg on his first sheep. He's going to be in the pen. The man in front of him, Bradley Newell, he's in for sheep number 2. But it's all Luke Linton for Masterton local. He's dropping into the first shoulder on his second sheep. He's off and away. The man from Gore's not far behind. He's got the quality too. He's hit all those socks for sheep. He's doing the hard work first. A big undermine. Coming up the neck now. Placing those blows. His footwork's tight. He's holding on with his toes and his knees. He's got that ewe under control. Got the ear in his hand as he twists her and drops into the shoulder there. Grabs the leg. Head under his elbow. He's got her in a good position. He's happy with how she's sitting. The Aussie's starting to pick up the pace behind him. He's there. He's got more of an Aussie style. He sits the ewe up a bit higher, curves her around more, used to stretching out those wrinkles. There's no wrinkles to stretch out on this one, but he's still doing a good job of it. As Luke comes down the last side, clearing the last flank, into the hind leg there. There's a bit of a wriggle, so he pops her head forward. He knows how to dominate these sheep. Joseph Watts is up the neck on stand number 4 for his second sheep, but Luke's going to be in for his third and final sheep. 4 minutes 44 gone. He's looking to beat that 8-minute time that Connor set. Has he got the quality to do it?
Excuse me, Morgan. Could we have Fiona Heatley and Carmen Smith to the women's pressing, please? Fiona and Carmen to the women's pressing.
We'd like to thank our farmer for supplying our sheep. These sheep have been supplied by Te Matai's partnership. Thank you very much to these guys. These animals are in wonderful order. Quite good Wairarapa sheep. Wool from tip to tail. And just remember, you young guys, make sure you take the back socks off. I've really noticed that in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, these younger shearers, their arms seem to have gotten a bit shorter and they can't quite reach those back socks. So come on guys, make an effort. These judges out the back, they are out there looking at everything. They're out there, they're tipping them up.
I reckon it's the winter feed crops on those lambs. You hit one of those socks that's full of mud and dirt and it wrecks your gear, and you never want to hit a sock again, Toma.
You get into the farmers about that. What's up with this crop business?
You got to have a fat Lambo. Luke Linton on stand number 6. He's clearing the cheek and he's coming down the neck into his last side. He's got a good time. Must have had a good pen of sheep there, and he's making the most of him. He's got a quick hand. He's got a pretty tight pad and they're fighting him a little bit, but he's got them well controlled. The Aussie boy's not far behind. Tom Brewer coming up the neck now in his third and final sheep.
I was just talking to one of these Aussie ladies, and she reckons if anything the Aussie boys should be leaving the socks on because they've got snakes in Aussie. We haven't got any snakes over here, so we can't use that as an excuse.
You reckon there's snakes hiding in the socks? I don't know. I'm scared of socks anyway. I stay well away from them.
But here we go, young Luke Linton from Masterton down here on stand number 6. Pushes the time button. Well done, mate. That's a very, very good time. Obviously, there's no people from Masterton here because he didn't get a clip or anything.
They were a bit stunned. I think they missed it. I think they turned away, thought he had another sheep in the pen. 7 minutes 30 he took to shear 3 competition sheep and clean. His board points were pretty tidy, 8.7. Brodie Horrell, the man from Gore, he's coming down the last side too. His points are well down there as well. But it's the Aussie man. Who's going to win out of the stands 1 and 2? I think it's Brodie Horrell. Here he comes down the last side, hitting that last sock. And he's going to look for that red button.
Test. Okay, we're down here on the pressing again. We have Fiona Healy and we have Carmen Smith. Bit of a blank moment there, sorry Carmen. We're going to line these young ladies up and going to set them alight here in this pressing arena. First heat of the women's pressing. Okay, judges happy enough? Pressers, set, go. So Carmen on the north side of town here on box number 1. A couple of legends at the game, these ladies. They've been in the finals in Masterton before, and they're always strong competitors, both here in the Woolhandling and even in the shearing, where they get up and have a crack. 150 kilos this time round for our lady pressers. So that's a little bit light, 10 kilos lighter than the fellas.
I'll just interrupt you, John. Can we have heat 5 of the junior shearers come up? Please, to the side of the stage. Jot back to you, John.
So a little different technique. You notice how a lot of the men, they got on and filled the top box first, completed that, put the cap on. These competitors here, Fiona and Carmen, they're setting up the whole job. They want to, just in case there's any wool spilled over, they want to be able to not worry about it. They've got the pack in, ready to go. So the clock's on them, of course. The men that did it in 8 minutes and 57. Let's see how smart of a time will these young ladies make the job.
Just coming down the last side for our last 2 shearers, Bradley and Sam. Sam's got a bit of a kicker, but he dominates. He picks her up, gets her back between her legs and under control as he comes out and hits the sock. Bradley's just right there with him, blow for blow. 3 sheep shorn, hit the red button. Time taken for heat 4. Well done, guys. Heat 5, come on, just straight up there. Follow them on. We'll just keep it moving. We've got a lot of heats to get through.
Yeah, competitors heat 5 of the junior shearing on the board now, please. Duncan Higgins, Vinnie Goodyear on 2, Tui Wilton on 3, Sean Gaulk on 4, Cologne McKinstry shearing on stand 5, Hayden Sargent on stand 6. Heat 6 of the junior, Ted Davis, Laura Bradley, Hamish Pollock, Emily Tikapa, Ash Jones.
PGG Wrightsons are the sponsors of the junior shearing. Would like to thank PGG Wrightsons. They've been around for a long time, and hopefully for a long time yet. Okay, shearers, get yourselves organised and we'll get started ASAP.
Just a call, ladies and gentlemen, anybody looking for accommodation, the Highwayman Motel on High Street here in Masterton has got a studio vacant, 1 queen and 1 single bed, so if you're looking for accommodation, that might be worth a try. Okay, ready for a start. Heat 5, I'm sorry.
Righto, we're just waiting for a green light from our timekeepers and we'll get underway. We've got all our shearers ready on the board. The judges are pretty well ready. We're just waiting for shearers to come back out on the board.
Oh, there's some legs pumping down here, and the ladies.
We've got a green light. Judges ready, timekeepers ready, shearers set, go.
Well, while those shearers are cutting off wool, these ladies are stamping it in the box. Now, which way do I go to get out of this jolly thing? Carmen to the floor. Fiona's got a big handful. Carmen, 10 kilos. Fiona's 27. Come on, Carmen, get some big ones in. That's the story. You'll be watching how these men's are going and judging the amount of wool left on the floor. And also, you've got to feel the kilos under your feet. That's more important.
Can we
150, in fact, that's what we need.
Heat 6 of a junior shearing, Ted Davis, Laura Bradley, Hamish Pollock, Emily Takapa and Ash Jones. Can you make your way up to the side of a stage before this heat's finished, please? But it's all action. Tui Wilton, he's up the neck already on sheep 3. He's got a swift haircut too and he's looking good. Vinny Goodyear, he's right there with him. Top knot comes off. Sean from Ekirahuna, he's told me 3 times how to say his last name and I'm still not getting it right. But here he goes, he's up the neck, clearing the back of the head. Tui's off in front. He's a minute 19 to get into the long blow. He looks like he's shearing slow, but he's taking a lot of wool off with each blow. He's got a good slow hand and a good cruisy style. He wouldn't work hard in the sheds, he does it easy.
Well, if you look at the boy on stand number 2, Vinny Goodger, he's been in the pressing usually. Pressing is his domain. Mind you, in saying that, I think he might have won the triathlon a few times. But as I understand it, Vinny has been working on a dairy farm for the last 5 years. 5 months, sorry. Last 5 months he's been out dairy farming.
Probably seems like 5 years.
It would feel like 5 years too. But he's out in the dairy industry, missing the sheds, because the sheds is something that really grows on you. Look, but this boy Tui here on stand number 3, he polished up that sheep. He's even showing the crowd how good it is. Why not?
He's in for sheep number 2, Tui Wilton. He's cruising along. Vinny doesn't look like he's lost his touch at all in 5 months. He looks like he's barely left the sheds. You see him pressing, he did it easy. And he's shearing well too. The girl from Kaiteki, she's doing a good job. And her time, she's not far off on time either. She's got a good low points. And she's going to keep these boys honest today. Hayden Sargent on stand number 6. The local, he could have played for the Black Sticks in hockey, but instead he's up here today shearing. And look at him shear too. He's all concentration. Sheep number 2 on the board for Cologne. Sheep number 2 for Vinny. But it's Tui Wilton. He's up the neck already for a second sheep. As the top boxes get raised and they're putting the handles on, ready to start the crank down.
Yeah, they're certainly working at it. Just looking at there, Carmen looked like to be slightly in front at one stage, but crikey, I would have to say that Fiona's now put the pressure on. And she's
Good morning,
wide.
ladies and gentlemen, in the World Wide Web. We're here live at the 2015 Golden Shears, and we've brought along a special guest this morning and throughout the duration of the Shears, Mr. Doug Lang. Doug Lang is, well, he's famous for the dissemination of information that goes out through the internet, Facebook, and all those things. He's the Shearing Sports New Zealand's publicity officer. And Doug's charged with a hard job, but it's a lot of fun though, isn't it, Doug?
Yeah, good morning, Cora. Good morning, viewers. Yeah, certainly a lot of fun getting onto the commitment and the enthusiasm of everybody that's tied up with the entire sport. Very enthusiastic, very committed, passionate.
Oh, that's great, Doug. Hey, this is a special year this year. David Fagan has finally said after 33 years of competitive shearing that he's going to hang the handpieces up. How's, from a media point of view, coming across with all that? Is there any interest or...?
Exactly, there is a lot of interest. I was counting up the other day. I had a number of inquiries from various media globally, as far as France and Japan even. Some of them are simply asking more questions about the shearing industry and the sport itself. Some of them specifically related to David. Of course, this fantastic record, I think most people find it quite unbelievable. Talking to Des Williams this morning, who's written a piece of the program he talks about back in 1990 started researching about his career then, and someone told him that at that stage that he'd be blown away by the amount of detail there was. Well, correctly, that's 25 years ago.
Well, David Fagan, I think I talked to you the other day, has had 11 wins on the trot.
12 now.
12 wins on the trot,
Yeah.
And he hasn't done that since his prime days, has he?
Exactly, it'll be one of his better years. I did note at the weekend he won 3 competitions in successive days at Taumarunui up there in the King Country, and then an Apatee, little remote spot up in the northern Manawatu, and then Pahiatua on Sunday. I counted back, that treble hasn't been achieved for 18 years, and I don't think I'd actually be running a book on Tube as the last guy to do it.
Well, this year, viewers, we're running the TAB, and there's something very interesting. We have folks all around the world. I think anybody, if you're on the other side of the world, you can still bet on the TAB.
Exactly, you can bet on the New Zealand TAB if you set up an account and are able to sort of get some moolah into it. So yeah, you can do that. I am aware that in the UK during the World Champs last year, people went and approached the major bookies agencies over there, and in one case the bookies were prepared to quote odds based on what the New Zealand TAB was taking on those World Championships.
David Fagan's still the favourite at $3.
Indeed. A bit more than sentimentality there. Someone suggested to me this morning, definitely based on his form, as I said, he's had 12 wins. He's shorn over 20 finals during the summer. That's a final at least on average once a week for the competitive stages of the season. In some of those cases, he's still been the first man off the board, beating everybody else for speed. So, I mean, if I was doing it at 53, I'd be pretty happy.
So viewers, this is Mr. Doug Lang. Doug Lang is the Publicity Officer for Shearing Sports New Zealand, and a lot of the information you'll see on the Shearing Sports Facebook page.
Indeed, Shearing Sports New Zealand Facebook, the Shearing Sports New Zealand website as well. It takes a little bit of a while to get up there. Facebook is fairly quick. We'll be putting some more stuff up there as the day goes on. Also the Golden Shears website. So there's plenty of stuff out there for those that want to keep touch, and of course this amazing thing that we're doing right now.
Well, this is the way that we are a sport, recognised sport in New Zealand. The shearing is a sport, and now we're going into another area that's really giving information to the World Wide Web, and the Golden Shears are leading it, aren't they?
Indeed, it's been a great battle for years and years and years to get the sport exposed as a sport, and it is, I believe, just about any sport we take part in derives from something that we did in our everyday life.
Yeah.
Go right back to running races. You know, the first people who ran in various places
Ran
in the
for
world
their food.
ran for their food, and probably women as well possibly at the same time.
All right. Hey, Doug, thank you very much. And look, this is not going to be the first time. We'll get you coming in 2 or 3 times during the shares, and you'll have some interesting information to give to our viewers. And at the moment, we've got the PGG Wrightson's a junior elimination heats, and there's about 6 or 8 heats.
Indeed, yeah, these heats have got something like sort of 30 to 40 entries in each of these younger grades. Great to see this talent coming through. See on the screen there, I believe one of the women who's in the event has been notable this season. There it is, Colleen McKinstry. The number of young women coming through and shearing at the moment is quite phenomenal. Some of them doing very well in this junior grade 3 out of the top 5 performers in New Zealand this summer. Women. Laura Bradley from Woodville, she's the current leader of the Shearing Sports New Zealand national rankings in the junior class. Emily Takapa, who has grown up in Scotland, out here retracing some of the whānau steps down in South Island there, where her father, Joe Takapa, late once very famous shearer and a master shearer, I might add. 1 or 2 others will be doing very well this season, and we'll see some of them coming forward. We've got later on Catherine Maluli, who's graduated out of intermediate class into senior. She'd have some chance of making the senior final, and it's always a difficult one first season into a new grade like that. We've even got a woman or two sharing in the open class this year.
Well, it's always been looked upon as a man's domain, and I've gotten into trouble now and again in saying it's too damn hard for women to do this job, isn't it? It's physically demanding, but hey, there are some women that are doing it and doing it well.
Exactly, I think it's the training systems and everything that have been in place in recent years. We are seeing a lot of the women competitors, perhaps in a lot of cases coming off farms. They're going into places like Lincoln, perhaps starting off doing a bit for earn a bit of money during the holidays, and then deciding, well, this ain't such a bad luck after all. Next minute they're doing it full time, and it's their way of getting the big OE in some cases.
Thank you, Doug. Well, just looking at the stage there on the screen there, we've got the Learning Centre, Taratahi. Taratahi supply us with all the workers out the back, the young farmers, YFC, and back in 1960, in the early 1960s, it was started by the young farmers at Golden Shears, wasn't it?
Indeed, yeah. The very seed of it was, I think, inquiring about how they might improve their facilities down at the A&P show, just a few miles down the road here. And it just sort of blew up into this big idea of a major shearing competition held on a sports stadium. The very first year it was held in 1961. On the last night, they pretty much had to call out the Marines to control the crowd. They just couldn't get them all in, and the place was capable of taking 2,500 people packed in like sardines in those days. Of course, the fire authorities and everything else would have a bit to say about that if that happened now.
Well, we've got health and safety to consider, and we'll go live back. This is live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls on the World Wide Web, and we're streaming this to you in HD, high definition, and the films that are coming across is absolutely fantastic. Doug, thank you very much.
Thanks, good on. All the best to everybody around the world. We've got some very good friends in all sorts of parts of the world.
Say hi to
I
them.
know some of them will be watching now. Colette, if you're watching, all the best.
Bula bula, konnichiwa, ni hao, they're all the Chinese, the Chileans, ho, all those things, and aloha if you're in Hawaii. Thank you very much, Kurt.
We've got a green light. Junior shearers, you on the board? Have we got a man on stand 6 or just a 5-man heat? 5-stand heat in heat 6. Timekeepers ready. Judges ready. Shearers set, go. 3 sheep to shear. Laura Bradley's first out on the board. She's got a good U. She's got a good pen. Little grin there. She rips into it. The Welshman in front of her. He's got the beard. But has he got the pace to keep up? Laura's whipping that belly off and it's coming off clean. Emily behind her. She's not far behind either. She's right there with her. Out Ash Jones down the end. He's got a bit of a struggle with her, but he sits her down and gets that belly off into the undermine. Laura's got good powerful blows. 1, 2, 3 over the backbone. Up she goes. And up the neck she goes. That's a massive undermine she's done there.
We're good to go. We've got to turn the mic on, don't we? Anyway, turning it on. Let's all go up on the stand. That's what we like to see. Just the juniors. If you have just arrived, we're working our way through the junior shearing here. We're up to heat 6, and it's a good thing because there's another 2 or 3 heats to go after this, ladies and gentlemen. Major sponsor PGG Wrightson, so support them if you possibly can as they work their way around towards a long blow on sheet number 1. Just getting a feel of it here, just shaking the nerves down, or not shaking them down, shaking them off, hopefully, as they round they go, because they can do a bit of kicking. They're not sedated. Laura Bradley had a bit of a dance with that one, but it's settled now and wants to turn to the last side. Does so, brushes that wool off those ears. Got to watch those ears. There's lots of little corners around there. You cut one of those ears on that little bit on the front. It's not ideal because it's like a shaving cut. It just sort of just keeps wanting to bleed. It's very minor sort of abrasion, but it just sort of drips blood. Well, the sheep's ear is just the same. It just wants to keep on dripping blood, even though it looks 10 or 20 times worse than it is. So you just got to shoot into the base of the ear. But these are some of the tricks they learn, Morgan, as they're going along. This is why do they go to the schools. That's why they turn up to these shearing competitions, eh?
And they're shearing with some good older shearers like Jimmy Samuels that give him a few tips at lunchtime. He'll come and lean over and say, hey bro, on that last side, just pop that head forward like Emily just did. Just pop it forward and she'll sit there a bit better for you. There you go. In the pen for sheep number 2 for Ash.
Morgan, can I interrupt, please? Can we have Emily and Coco to the pressing, please? Emily Tikapa and Coco Namana.
Emily's just got one more sheep to shear and she'll be right there with you, John.
Oh, well, that'll help, won't it? We'll get that out of the road first.
2 to go. She pulls out her second one now, and then she goes all the way from Scotland, the Braveheart country, where the Scottish blackface lives. Now, they're a feisty little sheep, so they are, with their horns and everything. If you can shear a Scottish blackface, you can shear anything. They've got those horns and they know how to use them. They dig them into your thighs and into your legs and the likes. They take a lot of managing. By jolly you do. So here she is over in the Golden Shears country now. Into the second shear. Lifts that head up. Works that left hand. Just see that, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't pull that loose skin that's hidden away under that wool, it's all bad when you open it up. You've got to get that left hand working. Stretch the skin nice and tight. She fires 1, 2 big ones up the back. And been listening to the commentators saying maybe we do need 3 big ones up there to make this last side easier. And she does. She follows the instructions. 2, 3 big shots over the top of the head there. Oh, the man from Wales. We've got an international flavour here. Morgan's all go. Round, turns to the last side. Cheek wall over and under the ear. Round, just sitting there nice. Now down to that, that jiggly little shoulder there. And on the journey home he goes.
There's some power in these Welsh boys as they power through the little Wairarapa ewes. Ted Davis, he makes that ewe look small as he crunches her up. He's up the neck, around behind the head. That handpiece is flat on the skin. He's doing a good job. But it's all Laura Bradley if you look up on the screen.
Coco, are you about?
Ash Jones is going to drop an in for sheep number 3. 4 minutes 30 gone. We're getting quicker as the heats go on. But it's not all about time in the junior grades. It's about quality. And Laura Bradley, she's the exponent of that. She knows it. She's all about quality. There's no wasted blows. There's no wasted wool. She's just economical and doing the job once, doing it right.
Yeah, and she's not frightened to travel either. I've seen her down in the deep south at the Winton show where we've got a New Zealand title up for grabs. She's been down there as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a smoke-free stadium, and the immediate surrounding areas are also smoke-free. Okay, so if you want to have a smoke move further away, that'll be much appreciated by the committee. And also, if you want to discuss something about becoming smoke-free, there is a tent out the back here, okay? Go and see the ladies out there and they'll take care of you. And you can have an open discussion on ways and means to give up the habit of smoking.
Emily just pops in that pen pretty quick. You barely seen it. She's in and sheep number 3 on the board. Hamish is in there for sheep number 3 as well. It's a good tight heat. But Ash Jones, he's stretching out a bit of a lead now as he comes up the neck and clearing the last cheek on his third and final sheep. We're going to have heat number 7 up next. Could you come to the side of the stage, please? The shearers for heat number 7.
Could we have Coco Namana, please? Coco Namana to the pressing.
William Elworthy, Robert Hubbard, Daniel Seed, Matthew Smith, Ricky Stevens and Arana Makari, please to the side of a stage.
Ash Jones all the way out to the toenail now. That's sheep 3, his last and final one to try and make these quarters. Oh, these Welsh boys. I'm not sure who's training them. Straight in for the red button. He doesn't need a reminder. He says, hey, I've been around these shows long enough to know how to stop this clock. And so he does. Emily up the neck. Got the sheep sitting nice and high. Fires those shots in and literally up the neck pollock now. It's always it's a scary little place to go because you're right underneath all that wool and you've got the old jugular vein sitting up there and you've got all these visions in your head of what may happen if you get it wrong. but he's been there and done that now. He's got a bit of open ground. He can see where he's going. Laura Bradley, she's going on to the last shoulder. That's where she's off to, got the body moving. She has got real good shots in there, all right. Look at that. Steps back and right up and over. Davis all the way from Wales too. Round towards the long blow he goes. Here we go. You can bring them home, Morgan.
Excuse me, Gerald. We just start the women's second heat. We get Coco Namana on press number 1 and Krishna Gordon on press number 2. Okay, everybody happy? Judges, competitors, go!
Laura Bradley as she comes out the last leg for a third and final sheep. She's got some good quality points hitting that button. 7:49. She's clean and she's quick. Emily Takapa right there with her. She's a smidgen of a point in it. Hamish comes down the last side. It's blow for blow with Ted Davis on 1. Cruising into it. She's a bit of a struggle, so he pops the head forward. Ted Davis says, oh, I'm not worried about that. I'll just hold it. Close the knees a bit tighter. Hit the button. Time taken. 8 minutes 30. That's a good time for a junior shearer for 3 sheep.
Well, thanks, competitors. Heat 7. We'll have you on the board now, please. Heat 7. William Elworthy, Robert Hubber, Daniel Seed, Matthew Smith, Ricky Stevens, Arana Makiri. Heat 8, Elliot Jones, Henry Smith, Carmen Smith, Truman Hoflecker, Angus Brown.
Righto, down here in the pressing, you can see these 2 young ladies working hard. We've got Kushla right on, getting that pack in. Coco's working hard as well. Any of you shearers want a flash singlet? They tell me there's Shear So Pink singlets out the front. Might have to go and buy one myself. Would be my favourite colour once upon a time. Here we go for the pressing though, sponsored by Farmlands.
I think Kushla's going to give Jimmy Samuels a run for his money. We've seen her up here in the junior shearing. We're going to see her. She's got the Open North Island Woolhandling Championship title at the moment, and she's having a go at the pressing too. Righto, we're just waiting on a green light for our junior shearers. Heat 7. We've got a green light. Judges, are you ready? Judges, are you ready?
Give it to him.
Yep, I could. Timekeeper's ready. Shearers on the board. Shearers on the board. Set, go. Ricky Stevens, the gizzy boy, is pretty casual, and he's the last one to pull his sheep out. But he says, you just wait till I pick my handpiece up. Daniel Seed, the young farmer from Woodville. He moonlights as a shearer. He gets his sheep in and he shears them after work. Robert Huber from Dipton, and William Elworthy, the Englishman. He's all concentration on stand number 1 as he hits the first sock. Comes back in for the undermine. But Daniel Seed and Arana Makiri, they've got the early pace. Daniel's got to blow ahead as he hits the top knot first, and they're off. 8 minutes. 7 minutes 30 was the fastest heat, but 8 minutes they want to shear these in. You got to get the quality right. It's all about quality.
Yeah, you can see they're starting to get a bit of fluency now. There's reasons for that. Normally, if you enter nice and early, the show will put you in the later heats. So these are the ones that committed early to the Golden Shears, and they're starting to arrive now. They've been doing the circuit around the South Island, they've been doing the circuit around the North Island, and here they are once again at the pinnacle of the Golden Shears. The 55th year as the undermine gets done on stand 4. 3 big blows up there. You can have a good last side and fires 2 big shots takes the sun hat off and into the base of the ear. Slowly but surely, methodically steps up the neck. Up he goes, flicks the wall clear as you can do that in second shear. Yeah, give it a wee flick with your handpiece so you can see where you're going. Gets a bit out of the way with the left hand. The left hand, ladies and gentlemen, that's the one that actually does most of the work. Okay, the right hand holding the handpiece and a right-handed shearer anyway, carrying the handpiece. Normally that's all organised by the feet and the left hand, and then the handpiece comes in and after that. So on to the last side. Sand 5, brushes that cheek wall clear. In round that ear, got it done, pushes the head down, that'll save a shot. Now onto the last shoulder, on Smith in the middle there. Oh, look at this little beauty. One out of the way, not happy with the handpiece. A handpiece change, that's early in the heat. I'll try this other comb out. So in goes Daniel C. Sheep 2 arrives, and it's a little beauty. Beautiful. All these sheep, of course, kindly supplied by Te Mātai Partnership. So thank you very much to you guys for supporting this show. And I know there's a lot of work goes into preparing these sheep to make sure they're in a real high standard for today. And a lot of drafting goes on and sorting to make sure that they're a very, very even line. And we can guarantee that's what we'll have for you. So you can hop up there with confidence and stand at the catching pen door ready for action. Down towards the undermine, Daniel Seed goes. Elworthy. How are the ladies going down there, John?
Well, they're working away. They're not even looking at each other. They're just going hard, really, really working hard. Pace is not that terrific, but the job's right. You know, it's all tidy, and it's just happening very nicely for them. Kushla now about to get up on the top and swing off the ropes, and with a bit of support from that, and making sure the corners are punched in, and really working hard and making the effort. She wants 150 kilos. Also here we have the top qualifiers for the men's wall pressing heats. First was Cam Hicks, Jonathan Hicks, Ronnie Iriha, and Jeremy Goodger. Jeremy Good was into the fourth spot. He had a time of 10 minutes 34. Cam Hicks had a time 10 minutes 46. So not a lot in those things, with just 4.5 points or 4.2 points covering the field. Awesome stuff. We'll see some of those wool pressing finals later on.
Well done to those senior men wool pressers. It's a pretty big achievement. We're just going to call Heat 8 of the junior shearers up to the side of the stage, please. Heat 8, you should know who you are.
Yeah, that's it. Keep the show running. Just play your part and making sure things keep going. A good game is a fast one. And that'll be Sheep 3 arriving on the board down on the bottom stand there, the local boy. Don't be frightened to make a bit of noise, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you're going to have some favourites up there, you're going to have some family up there, you're going to have some buddies up there. A bit of support will go a long way. Just give a big roar. And they'll soon hear you over a microphone. Don't worry about that. Just give them a big shout and say, hey, come on, William Elworthy from England. Give her some stick, mate. Put the pedal to the metal. On the journey home he goes now. Over that last shoulder. Hubber's thinking, all right, I've changed my handpiece. I'm happy now. It's cutting so much better. He's going to put out a little pink one, and so he does. He takes a deep breath. 1 to go. Right. This is how it rolls. Oh, Morgan. Action.
Ricky Stevens, the Gizzy boy. He's smooth. Look at him go. He's just cruising in there, punching out that last sock on his, I think it's his third sheep. They're already gone. No, he's got one more in the pen. Daniel Seed setting the pace. He's up the neck on his third and final sheep. Mal's in the crowd cheering him on. Come on, Daniel, she reckons. Come on, honey. Bring me that money home. I need it. Here he goes. He's going up the long blow now. Arana's down on the end. He's right there with him. He might have him by half a blow. He says, hurry up, Daniel. Here I come. I've got the power. The Englishman whips the belly off on his third and final sheep. He's taking the socks off now. He's got the quality. And so is Robert Hubber. He's right there too. It all comes down to quality points.
Oh, talking about quality, John, what's happening out the back of these girls, keeping up all this good work that we've had this morning?
Just another 9 minutes are gone so far, and here's Kushler about ready to pump the old arm. She's about thought she's crikey, not quite. The box is not quite down far enough. I'll just let it down another notch, so it sits neatly on the press and doesn't jam up. Come on, Coco, pump those arms, girl. Breathe at the same time. She's ready to swing the box around. The broom's out for Chrysler. Not a lot in it. A lot of wool gone into this bale here. Oh, it's going to be hard work putting that down. We only want 150 kilos. That's going to be tough. Sweeping going on for Chrysler now. A little bit of time. Just fill the lungs up with air as you're doing the light. And then we'll do the pump to steel.
And we have heat.
Come back to the board then, John, and we'll leave those girls. Don't be frightened to get in behind them. It's not easy pulling those pails down. When they start swinging that arm, and it's happening here on the press nearest to me, away she goes. Now when she gets past that little sort of step ring there, give her a big cheer, because that's when it starts to bite. Okay, is that all that wool's going to get squashed into that one last bin, and the pressure starts coming on. You get in behind every one of your buddies. Come on, we're part of the Shearing family. Give her some stick. Give her a hand. Here we go. The pressure's going to start coming on soon. Let's have some noise for her.
Go, Kush. We need heat 8 of the junior shearers to the side of the stage, please. Heat 8.
Oh!
Get out the end of the...
Oh, look at this lady on the press. She's working, folks. She's putting a big effort in. She's under the spotlight. Give her a hand. She's got a cup. She's doing one click at a time. There we go. She says feel for that.
Why don't they get out the end of the handle? That's where all the leverage is. They must be real tough.
Kushler's there for the workout. She doesn't need the end of the handle. She's got the power, she's got the control, and she's got the skill to just crank it down at the right by the base.
Yeah, while she was into that, she had to drop down to one click at a time. She's getting you're getting tired and the bale's tight when you're doing that. You have to cut it down to one click. Now, what's happening on the board? Otrahonga.
Yes,
Otrahonga, of course, very famous for the Colin King, the famous left-hander, wasn't he? Basically from Otrahonga. Great left-hander here has won this competition in the open ranks. But at the moment, representing Otrahonga is Matthew Smith, right smack in the middle there as he hits the long blow. Just in the junior grade, ladies and gentlemen. They haven't done a lot of shearing. So some of these boys, we just, on the press, just doing a few here and there. Maybe young farmers, maybe just a stockman on a farm that gets to do a bit of dagging and a few coals or something like that. But here's Smith. He'll be pleased. He throws a leg over and locks it all up. Now he turns to the last side. It's all good over there. Right, John, what's the lasting finishing touches happening over there for the ladies?
Oh, Coco's starting to get the wheel of the steel. Beautiful, good stroke, long arm. Working now. You'll notice that this big wheel on the press, it's geared. You get 3 rings of rope on it, and then it winds down to a diameter of about 100 mils, which makes it a bit easier as you compress that wool down in the bottom half of the bale. She has a bit of a break now, thinks about things. Chucking wool backwards, probably not the thing to do. Should be chucking it this way. This is where the pile is. Of course, the judges, I don't know how much they take off for that. Got to get over and brand the bale. If you don't brand the bale, well, it's a tough job. It's instant disqualification. So all those sort of things are going through their mind at the moment. Costa's pushing the pins. She's got a bit of wool in the wool track there, but through. Got it this time. Pumps it through.
Here we go down. Give them a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. That's the junior heat, and Matthew Smith has honoured himself well. He just worked away and got those 3 shorn neatly and tidily. We'll have the next heat up, please. Come up the right-hand side and leave by the left.
Righto, we're just waiting on a green light for heat 8 of our junior shearers. We've got a green light. Shearers on the board, please. Judges are ready. We'll start without you. Angus Brown, he's chairman of the Woodville Young Farmers. Shearers on the board. Judges ready. Got a thumbs up. Timekeepers ready. Shearers set, go. 3 sheep to shear, no mucking around. We're here to get the wool gone. You've only got to shear 3 sheep and get in the semi-final. Shear them clean. You got about 8.5 minutes to do it in. If you want to be up with a pace, I think you got to be down in the low 30s quality points. These guys, they'll shear up to 185 full-grown ewes in a day. Of course, they won't be crutched out like this in the normal shed. These ewes have all had a blow above the tits taken off and a good heavy high crutch above the tail.
Hey, welcome back to the World Wide Web and here at the 2015 Golden Shears. And with us in the studio this morning and this afternoon is one neat guy, one guy that wants to give out information and for the betterment of wool pressers. Jeremy Goodger. Jeremy has won this event, or he's not counting, but about 12 times. And Jeremy, it's great that you are here. And I've recently just got the elimination rounds, and I see you've qualified for the semi-finals. There's a little bit of a gap between you and the guy that top qualified, but you've made the semi-finals. And so how are you feeling at this time, Jeremy?
I'm feeling stoked there. So it was come down to bar weight in the end. There's a few guys press the like 5 kilos over. Any points over 5 kgs is double. So you come across. For example, my younger bro Billy, he was last year's wool pressing champion. He was actually 16 kilos over the target. He got 45 points. So, like I say, it's anyone's qualified. Yeah, it's anyone's game. So, but I just think for fourth, I'm very stoked. Very stoked.
Well, just going back to Vinny's time. Vinny, he pressed his 1 bale in 8 minutes 56. And you were 10:30. The time didn't even help him, did it?
No.
It's all about having that bale weight. What was the bale weight asking? 160?
160.
160, and Vinny was 176. So he was, like you say, 16 kilos over the weight.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, there's a new boy in there this year. He's first time at the Golden Shears, a young guy, Ronnie here, and he's qualified in 3rd place. And look. He was. You did a training the other day for the primary ITO and wool systems, and this guy sat there all day soaking them all up, wasn't he?
Yeah, I taught him a few tricks, and he definitely used them today. So hopefully bring it out in the morning. Come on, Ronnie. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be
watching myself press and the shoes.
Yeah. Oh, look, Jeremy, wonderful. We'd like to talk to you again after the precinct semi-finals, and then tomorrow night on the big stage, we're going for you. You're going to be up there. Of course, you've got to get past the semi-final, but congratulations, and we look forward to the semi-final.
Cheers, Guru.
Thank you.
Ronnie, we're back on the board, Miss Ford. Up the neck goes Brown. He's the man of the moment. Up. Oh, he's thinking, oh, where am I in there? Right. Oh, okay, I think I'm right. I'll clear that wall out of the way. Fires one on the side of the face. Where's Cameron Smith going?
It's a Welshman.
Carmen, it is not Cameron. Carmen Smith. Look at that. Look at that long blow. You'll see this, folks, when she turns to the last side. It's nice and pink. Oh, look at that, Morgan. She's sort of doing that half combing job. But you can do that. There is a sort of a, within a reason, there's sort of a show style of shearing you can put on that you may not do in the shed all the time when you're trying to get paid for the job. You still do a real good standing shorn sheep, but under the watchful eye of the judge, and when there's the prestige and honour of a accolade or a medal at the end of the day with the Golden Shears written on it.
Hey viewers, just sticking with the wool pressing, the men's wool pressing. Men's wool pressing is considered the hardest job in the damn industry, in the shearing, wool handling and pressing. And it's good to have you along, Ronnie. Welcome. And we're just going to have a little bit of a talk about Ronnie. Ronnie, this is your first time at the Golden Shears?
First time.
Okay. Well, Ronnie is a guy that's had a little bit of time to think about it. You've watched Jeremy Goodger, and you have spent a little bit of time training with him, and it's obviously paid off, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's showed a lot. I started watching him on YouTube first. So,
the internet.
Yeah,
You saw him on the internet.
Yeah, saw him on the internet. I've even adopted some of his techniques when I work.
Well, Ronnie, where's home?
Hastings.
Hawke's Bay.
Hawke's Bay.
Oh, look. Hey, you've made the semi-finals. There's Cameron Hicks and Jonathan Hicks. Those are the two brothers from Masterton. You've come in at third place. And surprisingly, Jeremy Goodger just managed to get in there. And he's won it 12 or 13 times. So there's some experience. You're the new boy on the block?
Oh, yes, sir.
How are you feeling?
Nervous.
Ronnie, all the best. Sorry to put a little bit of pressure on you, but what we're trying to do here is give our information out to the World Wide Web. There's about 15,000 people come online to watch this, and we just want to share a little bit of what's going on in the stadium with the folk out there.
Cheers.
Cool. Thank you.
Very good. That's Angus Brown pulls out his last one there, and up the neck he goes. And Jones from Wales at a mark of respect, and you'll see that all shearers will do this. They'll stay on the board till all the shearing and shearers are complete, so they don't disturb the next shearer beside them, and that's just how it rolls. So when everyone's tidied up, then they will leave the stage. Now, just while they're doing the finishing touches, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot run this show without sponsors, so don't be frightened to look around, see who's sponsoring this show, who's partaking in making sure this is a successful event here in Masterton. So we've got Tui, of course. They're not hard to support if you're feeling a wee bit thirsty on a hot sunny day like this. FMG, okay, they're not hard to support. great Farmers Mutual Group, big insurers of anything rural, okay, but a massive insurance company throughout New Zealand. We've got some Coopers, Skander, okay, some Drenches and the likes as Smith wraps up her third one. Push your red button there, mate, that's the boy. Smith's got his pushed. That leaves the Mr. Brown on the bottom stand. He's coming home with quite a good finish here, Morgan. He was a wee bit further behind. He's had a good last sheep.
He's done a good job. He's used to shearing his own sheep clean, and he knows how he likes it. And look at him, he's just coming down the last side. He's had a bit of a fight with this ewe, but he's got her under control. Ooh, had it under control. He listened to the commentator.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, all right. And then if we just keep going, we got primary ITOs, a banner way up there, okay. They're highly involved in the training of...
Jane Stevens, please. Jane Stevens.
The training of, farmers and shearing and all sorts of industries, and fruit and dairy and sheep and the likes. Big training company there. But anyway, have a good look around as Brown does his finishing touches. He's brought the head forward. Just got a couple more blows to go. He'll take a deep breath and said, well, I've done one. I've done the Golden Shears, and that's a good thing to say you've done anyway. You've partake, but it will come down to the job. We'll know very soon. Give them a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. It's not an easy task getting up there.
Righto, heat 9, make your way up on the board, please. Our ninth and final heat of our junior shearers. It's been a massive turnout, and we hope to see you all come up for the grades next year. It's been a good effort to get up on stage today. We're just waiting on a...
Shearing semi-finalists. The underway as soon as the Woolhandling's finished. Next one, Tyler Morrison, Sophie Green, Ruben Elmaster, Sarah Higgins, Cody Greta. Troy Hall, E2, Ari Strickland, Josh Jones, Darren Bryan, Bailey Rush, Hazel Wood, Sarah Edmonds. The two heats for the semi-final, the novice shearing.
Jane Stevens to the pressing, please. Jane Stevens to the women's pressing.
Rightio, we're just waiting on the green light and we'll get this last and final heat underway. Sponsored by PGG Wrightson's. A big thank you to you guys being involved here today. And we'll get the green light and Morgan will get them started as he has all the other heats. And we'll be underway. There we go.
Righto, we've got our judges ready. We've got our timekeepers ready. Shearers on the board. Set. Oh, hold on. I'll get a wave back from the judges. Got an emergency situation on stand number 6. Just hold your boots, boys.
We're good.
We're good now. We're good to go. We've still got the green light. Judges ready. Shearers set. Go. 3 sheep to shear. The 3 Welshmen in the middle. Who's going to be the quickest Welshman today? Here they go. They all start pretty much the same time. Chevy down on stand number 6. He's a little bit more casual. He knows he's just got to get the job right. It all comes down to quality points. Thomas Marshall, the Taranaki man, on stand number 1. He's whipping the belly off. He must be from the hills up in there with a sheep country because there's a lot of cows around the mountain now.
Yeah, it's amazing if you actually drive New Zealand though. There's lots of corners with a lot of sheep still to be shorn. And look, it'll go on, it'll live forever. The sheep shearers of New Zealand. And there's a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen. These are even in the higher grades. There's all these show shearers that take the time to come out here. But there's a whole nother breed of shearers that just go to work. They do the hard yards every day. They pay the debt. They feed the children. They've got somewhere to live and all those sorts of things. They don't worry about the shows. They go back to work the next day, do another full day. Doesn't mean they're not good shearers. They are good shearers. They're just terrific shed shearers. They just get the job done. It's all about getting the job done and getting the money in the bank. Lots of them have brought farms through shearing sheep and all sorts of other businesses. You can't shear sheep forever, even though some people are defying nature in the open grade with age and all those sorts of things. But in general, it's a very difficult job to partake in and day out, summer in and summer out.
Toby Wickham on stand number 5. He whips in for sheep number 2. A minute 40 gone and he's got his first sheep done. He's got the cool hairstyle. He's looking good. He's feeling good. He's confident and he's shearing well. He's saying, you Welsh boys, you better be quick if you want to keep up with the Kiwi sheep. Us Kiwi boys, come at us. Here you go. Where's your tattoos, boy? You can't shear like me.
Excuse me, could we start the last heat of the women's pressing? We've just got one competitor, Emily Tikapa. She's happy. Okay, judges right, pressers, go. Thank you.
Yeah, and Tony Wickham, of course, a local boy. If you like a home ground, let's make this a home ground for these lads and lasses that are from, all around these surrounding districts and right here in your backyard. Get in behind them and support them. Come on, Toby, you local boy. Give her some stick. Just from up the road and around he goes. He's responding, folks. Drops down to the long blow. Sits nice and low as the mighty Stephen Dodds did once upon a time. Now he's away. Pulls that leg round. This is still the Godfrey Bowen sort of style of shearing. It's never really changed. It's sort of stayed pretty much what he was designed to do and make a style that fitted the same for every sheep and every shearer in New Zealand. And it hasn't altered much. And on to the journey home he goes. What else is happening? How are these Welsh boys getting on in the middle? Hughes is up and around the back of the ears. Rees. Parrot onto the long blow. Rees is sheep 2 and just hitting into the belly. Flicks it clear. He's got to make sure he gets all that belly wool out of the way. By jolly, doesn't want the judges on him. Morgan for that. Got to make sure it's a full belly out of the way. Doesn't want to get it tangled up that fleece wool.
If these two could understand, if you could understand these two, they'd probably tell you they've shorn together quite a bit, because they're shearing blow for blow. Ewan's got a couple blows on him now, but it's pretty even. It's just coming down to the wriggle with the sheep. But it's all Toby Wickham. Sheep number 3, the belly comes off. Here we go. 3 minutes 52 gone. He thinks he's in the final already. He's off.
Yeah, he's got good blows going on there, isn't he? He deserves a little bit of attention and a bit of limelight, being a local. But look at him, he's shearing so well. There's 2 big shots up there, and just where they're supposed to be. He put the head back, or hand back on more to the point, onto that brisket to bring it up correctly. He's got a tremendous style, this man. He's been taught correctly. Round he goes. Round the back of the head he goes. Starts pivoting it anti-clockwise to line up that long blow. And here we go. He's going to sit it down. And this is just the heat. Got so much more of this to come yet. Quarters and semis, and then we are down to cash and sash time. But at the moment it's the heat. But hey, they know there's no give-me's here today, ladies and gentlemen. There's no give-me's at the Golden Shears. You've got to be on song that day.
You've got to make it through to the semis if you want some money. And Toby's right there. He's hungry for it. He's got a beautiful flowing style, isn't he? He just cruises around the sheep. It looks like he's already done a run this morning, and he's knocked off to jump up in his heat. He hits the button. Time taken 5 minutes 10 seconds for 3 competition sheep. He put a whole sheep around the Welsh boys. He's away. He's going to stand there and watch the others shear and just contemplate. Emily Takapa, she's picking up those big armfuls of wool, filling up the press. It's a bit different style of pressing to what she's used to in Scotland. There's no big long rectangle bales here. Over there they just tramp them and then sew them. Here we've got the crank down. You fill it in, you can fit twice as much wool in one bale.
She's grabbing big armfuls, isn't she? Look at her. She's getting right in there. Whoa, up and over. You'll see them in pairs later on, ladies and gentlemen. They'll come in front on to each other, and they'll grab a big bundle and sort of hook arms, and they'll haul it up. One big pile just about falls one side. Emily's onto it. Up she goes into the press. Squash. Back on the board. This is the last and final sheep to be shorn in the junior heats, ladies and gentlemen. The sponsor once again, PGG Wrightsons. Oh, marvellous stuff. And then we're going to be down. We'll tally all the points up. And should be all go. We'll be down to the business end. Into the base of the ear. Rees goes. Clears it. Up and over and round the back of the ears, or the head. Clears the other ear, as one should. Hughes chucks a leg over it. Locks it up for the long blow. Working that left hand. Getting the head up and round. Marshall. Done the undermine. Casually working away. Down on the bottom stand. That man's got the last and final one out. Into the belly will he goes. Back into the old pressing. What's going on down there, John? How's she getting on her own? She pacing herself well.
Well, she is going all right. Certainly not wasting anything at all, and really conservative with the energy, but doing the job right. Quick steps in the press. You can't jump out of the press like that. You've got to keep one hand on the press. That's a little safety issue we talk about. Of course, the last bale that was weighed here by Coco was 173 kilos. No wonder she was having a little bit of an effort trying to put it down. That's a pretty solid sort of a bale here, pressing under pressure. One side full, on goes the top.
Time taken for Hughes on stand number 2. He's clean shorn. Has he got the quality out the back? It looked pretty good to me. Rees is just cruising along, coming down the last side on his third and final sheep. Chevy to Atua. He's down the end on stand number 6. He's got the job right. He's cruising along. He wants to make that semi-final.
25 kilos of wool win in that armful. Crikey, she's working. She folds it in. She kneads it in. It's like she's making a big dough, but she wraps her arms around and locks her elbows up. Damn it, half the pile falls out. So you go back and have another go. Don't let it beat you. In she goes. Got half a side full now. Tramps the bottom well. Very important to get the bottom of the bale square. Especially if you're out in the shed and you stand them on their ends, they stack up very nicely.
All right, excuse me, John. The last and finishing touches are getting done on the stand 6. That's all the juniors, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a really good turn up of numbers. Great quality shearing. They've done their deed. Give them a mighty round of applause for this heat and all the ones before it. Thanks for the sponsor, PGG Wrightson. Thanks for Tamatai Partnership for supplying tremendous sheep for them to shear. And we'll tally the points up and go from there and get down to the semi. Okay, John, sorry about that. Back to you.
Oh, I'm just now starting to guess. Are we within the limits of that 150 kilo number? You tried to have a bit of a guess of how much wool's left on the floor. Don't like to influence the competitor or anything. But I reckon she's still got a bit of room in there. And down over the side she comes. I think she'll just top it up. She won't get back up on that bale again. And then she'll be on the crank down. She'll just flatten it off. Remember 145, we had a Fiona with 149 earlier in the piece, so just 1 kilo off. And Fiona had it out in about 13 or 14 minutes. I think Emily now has decided that perhaps that may be enough. Hard work. Yep. Nice bit of coaching from the sideline sort of thing. Oh, crikey. Come on, Emily, they should be saying, keep pumping, keep breathing, because that's what counts. Get the brain working. And remember what to do next. Just flow across. Don't rush, just flow. And you'll get twice as much done, twice as much in the handful, twice as much in the broom. As they're all vying for a place in the semi-final. These competitors this morning.
Is a leading provider to the agricultural sector in New Zealand and internationally. Our business
The real work's about to begin now.
Seed, grain, nutrition, turf, fruit-fed supplies, wool,
Perspiration,
real estate, water,
the
training,
glow, they
insurance,
suppose to
and finance.
say with a
We
lady.
aim to develop and deliver the right products and services supported by the best people to help our customers operate efficiently and effectively now and into the future. PGG Wrightson, helping grow the country. PGG Wrightson is a leading provider to the agricultural sector in New Zealand and internationally. Our business includes rural supplies, livestock, seed, grain, nutrition, turf, fruit-fed supplies, wool, real estate, water, training, insurance and finance. We aim to develop and deliver the right products and services supported by the best people to help our customers operate efficiently and effectively now and into the future. PGG Wrightson, helping grow the country. PGG Wrightson is a leading provider to the agricultural. Our business includes rural supplies, livestock, seed,
Breathe. A long way down there. It's 40 odd seconds of pumping. Right about now it's getting tough, but you're going on to the lower gearing. Now you're winding. Breathe. Screaming for you behind you. Hard yards. This is a good for your abs and on your tummy, by crikey. You watch her. She's out the end of the handle. The first one I've seen that get out the end of the handle here today. Oh, brand the bale. Have a breather and brand the bale. That's what they reckon. They're talking about that. Gotta brand the bale. $700 worth of wool going to the wool store. No name on it. Not good. So I hope all those wool handlers are getting ready down there in the front. We're just about completed the pressing. There's Emily Tikapa, all the way from Scotland.
We've got the novice wool handling coming up next up here on the main stage.